Why do so many gods look like animals? Divine beings with fangs, feathers, horns, half human, half beast, not just in one place but everywhere. From ancient Egypt to the temples of India, from the Americas to the far north, gods appear with eagle heads, serpent eyes and lion bodies. Is it just metaphor, a reflection of our fears, or something deeper, something hidden? Maybe these animal-faced gods weren't just symbols. Maybe they were trying to tell us something about nature, something about power, something about us. Today, we're going to uncover the truth behind these divine forms and what they might reveal about the human soul. If you're into mythology, symbolism, and the hidden patterns behind ancient stories, make sure to subscribe, and let's dive in. Across every corner of the ancient world, one pattern repeats itself. Gods with animal faces, not just in Egypt, not just in India, not just in jungles, deserts, or icy forests, but everywhere. In the land of the pharaohs, Anubis watches over the dead with the head of a jackal. A creature of the night, a guardian of the threshold. Bastet, with the form of a cat, channels both protection and ferocity. Sobek, the crocodile god, rules over the chaotic power of the Nile. And Horus, the falcon-eyed sky god, sees all from above. Each animal was not chosen randomly. It was a key, a symbol that carried meanings too deep for words. In the east, Ganesha appears with the head of an elephant, an image of memory, wisdom, and the power to remove obstacles. Beside him, Hanuman, the monkey god, represents strength, loyalty, and the unstoppable devotion of the soul, cross the ocean to the Americas. Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent, merges earth and sky, a god of learning, wind, and transformation. While Tezcatlipoca, the jaguar god, peers into the obsidian mirror, a symbol of mystery, illusion, and the hidden paths of fate. Even in Norse and shamanic traditions, animals carry divine presence. Wolves, ravens, bears, serpents. Not just beasts, but messengers, spirits, allies. The animal is not a decoration. It is an embodiment, a bridge between the seen and the unseen. When humanity tried to shape the divine, it reached for the instinctual, for creatures that could move in ways humans couldn't, see what we couldn't, feel what we had forgotten. This is not a coincidence. It's a pattern, an archetype. The animal is the channel. The divine chooses instinct as its vessel. Why do we keep returning to animals? Not just in myth, but in dreams, in visions, in the symbols we wear and the stories we tell. Because the animal is more than a creature. It's a mirror, a projection of something ancient within us, a force we've never fully tamed and perhaps never should. Carl Jung called it the archetype of the beast, the instinct, the totem, the shadow. The part of us that remembers what it means to feel without filter, to act without permission, to know without knowing how. Animals represent what lies beneath the mask, what modernity tries to suppress. They move through our unconscious like spirits from another world, and when they appear in myth, they are not side characters. They are messengers. In tribal traditions, the animal totem is more than a symbol. It is lineage. It is soul. Some believed that the soul of a bear, an eagle, or a panther could be inherited, woven into bloodlines like sacred fire, passed down through generations. When a human sees the divine but cannot explain it, we shape it into something we understand. And the animal, the fierce, pure, uncorrupted by culture, becomes the vessel. It's why we've always given animals roles in our myths, rituals, and sacred stories, not because they are less than us, but because they carry what we've lost. The falcon of Horus isn't just a bird, it's sight beyond the ordinary. The power to see from above, to pierce illusion and reach clarity. The elephant head of Ganesha is not just symbolic, it's memory, wisdom, a consciousness vast enough to remove what stands in our path, even when that obstacle is ourselves. The jaguar in Mesoamerican myth was not just a predator. It was the traveler between worlds, a guardian of thresholds, eyes that could see into the night of the soul. And in dreams, the serpent slithers not to frighten, but to awaken, to remind us of cycles of change, of shedding the old skin. The sacred animal is not just decoration. It's a guide, a guardian, and sometimes a warning. When we look into the eyes of the animal god, we're not just looking at myth, we're looking at ourselves, raw, eternal, unmasked. Half human, half beast, not fully either, but something more. Throughout mythology, we find beings that defy the boundaries of form, centaurs with the wisdom of men and the wild force of horses, sphinxes with riddles in their breath and claws like judgment, satyrs part goat, part man, dancing between chaos and delight, and many more, griffins, chimeras, minotaurs, jackal-headed scribes, crocodile-bodied gods, and lion-faced angels. Why do these hybrids appear so often in so many cultures? Because they are not monsters, they are bridges. They represent a fusion, not only of species, but of forces, of instinct and intellect, of body and soul, of nature and mind, of what we are and what we fear to become. These beings remind us of parts of ourselves we try to forget, our rawness, our hunger, our passion, our fear. And yet also our intuition, our sacred rage, our inner knowing, the kind that can't be taught, only felt. In many cultures, these hybrids acted as guardians of thresholds. They stood at gates, tombs, and temples, not just as decoration, but as warning, symbols that to pass forward, one must first confront the beast within. In psychology, such creatures often symbolize what Jung called the shadow self, the exiled, repressed pieces of our psyche, which, when ignored, become distorted, and when integrated, become power. But not all myths treat them as metaphors. In some occult traditions, these hybrids were said to be real, beings from other dimensions, guardians of forgotten knowledge, messengers between planes, shapeshifters, gatekeepers. Some even believe that these entities once walked the earth, or still do, hidden in veils we've forgotten how to pierce. Because the hybrid god is not just about form, it's about transformation. It dares to say, you are not only what you seem, there is more in you, more than logic, more than flesh. You are myth, you are memory, you are instinct wrapped in reason, you are spirit dressed in skin, you are wild and divine, and sometimes both at once. So what if animal gods weren't just stories? Not just symbols of ancient minds, but reflections of something deeper, something we've forgotten. What if they're not just out there, but in here? Echoes of instincts we once honored, and still carry silently beneath the skin. The god with the falcon eyes, the elephant with ancient memory, the jaguar who sees in darkness. Maybe these weren't inventions, but invitations, keys to parts of ourselves waiting to return. So, which one speaks to you? Which animal draws your attention, your curiosity, your fear? It may reveal more about you than you think. Drop your answer in the comments. Which animal, god, or hybrid intrigues you most? And if you want to keep exploring the myths behind the mirror, hit subscribe and join us beyond mythology.